Welcome to Onslow County Today. I'm your host, Lisa Whitman-Grice, and today we are at the beautiful historic Pelletier House, the oldest house in Jacksonville. We have some wonderful guests joining us on this beautiful spring day. We're going to chat with Gara Stanley and Emily Jefferson from the Department of Social Services. We'll also chat with Amina Jones from Onslow County Park and Recreation about their big egg venture. We'll next talk with Tori Sparks from the Onslow County Public Libraries about spring events. And speaking of spring events at our library, we'll talk with Jen Mello about the upcoming comic festival. We'll also talk with Megan Grieve from the Onslow County Tax Office about the tax relief program, Lisa Rayburn about finding a farm in your community, and we'll talk with Marie Zwanifis about the upcoming opening of our farmers market. We are so glad that you are here for Onslow County Today. Good morning and welcome to Onslow County Today. Joining us now is Gara Stanley. Gara is a social work supervisor with the Onslow County DSS. Gara, this morning we're going to have a chat about one of the most important issues that we address every year, and that is Child Abuse Prevention Month that you all recognize, observe in April. First things first, tell me a little bit about yourself and your role as a CPS supervisor.
So a little bit about myself. In my role as a supervisor, I support the Child Welfare Support Unit. We consist of quite a few workers, one of them being our parent educator. We have support services assistants. They help families with transportation, housing, budgeting, cleanliness in the home, all sorts of well-being needs that we work with the community when they have open child welfare.
Now, when we think about this month in particular, but the role that you all play every day in the lives of our Onslow County children, it's about keeping them safe. And you all have a very special theme for this year. I'd love for you to share it.
Correct. So the theme for this year for Child Abuse Prevention Month is doing things differently, and that's believing in communities. Oftentimes when we think of child welfare, we think of abuse and neglect, and that is true, but aligning with the state and with the nation, we are trying to be more family-centered. We're working on focusing on not just the child well-being, but the family's well-being, and that being the serving of the community and that well-being as well, to help support the child as a whole.
And when we talk about that, and share with me please, sort of when we think about that whole unit, it's not just perhaps what we think of as a traditional sort of mom, dad, kid. This is everyone. This is siblings. This is extended family. This is community. This is neighbors. Talk a little bit about that idea of that whole community contributing to the well-being of that child, if you will.
Right. So oftentimes we refer to this as a family and a child circle of support. As Lisa said, it consists of everyone. It takes everyone to keep kids safe. So that's our teachers, that's our neighbors, that's our church members, that's society, and every citizen in Onslow County as a whole. It's all of our responsibility to keep kids safe.
And so we have this commemoration, this observance that we do in April. We're both wearing our royal blue,
yes,
as we always do. We're going to bring your coworker on, Emily. Emily's going to give us some just reminders for us, because as you and I both know, this community is not really a traditional community where folks might be surrounded by extended family. They're coming from all over, so we do have to rely on one another, rely on that circle of support. So talk just a little bit about why in Onslow County in particular, we have a little bit of a different makeup of what we would call family.
So with Onslow County in particularly, we're unique compared to other counties around us, as we also have Camp Lejeune. Our child welfare units also service our military families. So we have reports coming in for abuse and neglect for everyone in the community. I refer to Onslow County as the melting pot of North Carolina oftentimes.
Absolutely.
Oftentimes we have service members who are still either active or remain in Onslow County, and they do have limited support systems because their family and community they grew up with are not here.
Well, we are so grateful to you all. How can we as a community be part of this observance? What can we best do to support what you do?
Well, Lisa, we're always looking for foster families, of course. If anyone is interested, please call the agency. We have TIPS MAP classes that we do throughout the year. Another thing is continue calling intake, continue making the reports. If you see something, say something. We're all responsible.
Well, I thank you so much for all that you do. And again, we're all part of this village that helps make the happiest and healthiest of children. Gara, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Lisa.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is Emily Jefferson with the Onslow County Department of Social Services. Emily, thank you for being here today.
Good morning, thank you.
Well, we've chatted with your coworker Gara about the observance of Child Abuse Prevention Month, and as we've talked about so many times, if only there was a handbook that said, turn to page 3, this is why your child is behaving this way today.
Absolutely.
But it's on us as the adults in their lives, as their big person, to make sure that we're prepared. And that's hard, right, Emily? So you all are our go-to for sharing those things that we all need to remember in those, while being a mom is great, it's not easy.
No, it's not.
And in all those moments that we need to take a beat.
Yes.
So as we are talking about Child Abuse Prevention Month, you've brought some tips, some reminders for us. And let's start with your first one. Let's talk about that count.
Yes. So when we think about preventing child abuse and neglect, some of the most basic things that we can do is primarily focus on safety. Safety in our home is the first things we always talk about and discuss with our families that we're working with. So these are things like gun safety and firearm safety, things like chemicals and cleaning supplies, things like your prescription medications. With firearms in particular, you want to make sure that those are always kept in a safe, locked area, away from ammunition, with the safety on or apart altogether. With chemicals, you want to make sure that those are also locked and put away. They're not in a place that's easily accessible to children. It's all about access. If your child can access these kinds of things, it's not safe.
And the thing is, they're tricky little
They are
creatures, and they find
They're creative.
things, and you think, oh, that's up high. Up high is not enough. Or that's in a cabinet. That's not enough. It is about preventing that access. Think about your best cat burglar, because a toddler is that.
They are, absolutely.
And they will find things. So really, we want to make sure that everything is secure and locked away. And those are all injuries or deaths that are preventable.
Yes, and I like to highlight too in this part of the conversation with families, you never know when your child's going to master a new skill. So be prepared for that, right? You never know when they're going to figure out how to climb something for the first time or open a cabinet door for the first time. So anticipate those things when you're preparing your home.
Fantastic, thank you. The next item that we want to talk about is safe sleep.
Yes, absolutely. Safe sleep in general, there's the ABCs of safe sleep. When we think about the ABCs of safe sleep, we're thinking about a child sleeping A, alone. We're thinking about B, a child sleeping on their back. And we're also thinking about C, a child sleeping in a crib or some other safe, dedicated space. Particularly, we're thinking about infants. So this is children under the age of 1. With lots of recent studies, these ABCs of safe sleep mostly prevent sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS. So by having the most safe sleeping environment for your child, avoiding co-sleeping where possible, so sleeping with your child in bed with you, we really should say that a shared sleeping space is ideal, but not sharing a sleeping bed together. So making sure that your child has a separate sleeping space.
And we know that, that's sort of a new conversation that we're having, right?
Yes.
Because we've talked a lot about in the past co-sleeping or family beds, but it's that family space.
Yes.
It's that crib that's in the room but not in the same bed.
Absolutely.
I love the ABC reference. I think that is really key to helping us all remember. So one more time, alone.
Alone. B, on their back, so place to
Okay.
sleep on their back, and then C, in a crib or some other safe, dedicated sleeping area for your baby.
Very good, thank you. What about number 3?
Number 3, we wanted to hit on, spring's coming up, summer's coming up, we're spending more time outside, we're spending more time in the water, just water safety in general and outdoor safety. Use sunscreen with your children to avoid burns, even if you're only going out for a short period of time. And if you're around water, be extremely mindful of it. If you have other adults that are around, have conversations with them specifically about who's watching which children. Do not just assume that because an adult is around that they are responsibly watching your child, especially around water.
All eyes.
All eyes.
All eyes on little ones when water is in play.
100%.
Absolutely. What about number 4?
Number 4 is again targeted a little bit more at infants and younger children. A lot of you, if you've had children, have heard about purple crying. If you have not heard about purple crying, God bless you. It is basically a phenomenon where children very early in their life, normally in the first 2 to 6 months, experience really intense periods of nonstop crying, really with no reason, right? We think about it as being something when it's happening to us that maybe won't ever stop. The crying won't stop. Yeah.
Right.
And when you think about the exhaustion too of being a new parent or being a parent on your own or having other children and parenting a newborn, it's really difficult to manage the stress of having a baby that's crying and you can't figure out why.
And so, in evolution, that kind of crying, right? We're inherent instinctive.
It's supposed to stress us
It's
out.
supposed to do
It's
that.
supposed to stress
We're
you
supposed to
out.
respond
Totally.
because that indicates
Totally.
fear or pain, but also there's not a sound like it. And so it's again that moment and collecting yourself and trying to remember we will get through this together.
Yeah, the big things that we reinforce with parents is that this is normal, right? Make sure your baby's safe. If you know there's nothing wrong with them, if you know that you've taken care of their basic needs and they're still crying, it is normal. It's very frustrating. Just take a breath when you feel yourself becoming frustrated. Have a safe person, a friend that you can call. We always reinforce with our families that a crying baby is a safe baby, right? Put your baby down in a crib, in a pack and play, somewhere that is safe, and take a 5 to 10 minute break. Walk away,
okay.
Listen to some music, call somebody, draw, do Sudoku, something to take your mind off it for a minute and calm yourself and your body down so that you're in a much more calm state to return to parenting your child.
And it's okay.
Totally.
No one has
100%.
said it's okay, and it's okay to ask for help.
We want you to.
We
is the
want
thing.
you
we
to.
want you to ask for help.
We're giving you permission, and we're saying,
Yes,
please do this.
This is your permission to ask for help
It's
whenever
okay.
you need it, 100%.
Now, the last one is that frustration moment, right? Talk to us a little bit about how we calm a child and how we don't calm a child.
When we think about calming our children specifically when they're having big emotions, we really have to think about how we calm ourselves and modeling those desired behaviors. When I'm working with my family, something that we do a lot that is very effective is breathing techniques. Especially with our little ones, we can practice blowing bubbles or blowing a little flower or something. You can do something as an activity to model that with them. And the other thing that I like to reinforce is you can't teach coping skills when you need the coping skill. So modeling that behavior when your child's in a much more emotionally stable state, when you're having a good time, when you're doing playtime, you can then recall that as a tool to help you use that as a coping skill in the moment.
Very good. And last but not least, one of the things that we hear so much about that is just frightening, and you think about it, the idea of shaken baby. Please share with us about why we want to really be so mindful of that moment where we need to set someone down and walk away.
Yeah, when we talk about shaken baby syndrome, I really don't think that any person who has shaken a child got up at the beginning of the day and thought that they were going to do that.
No.
It's when you get to a point that you're so frustrated you don't know what to do, and that's what your body thinks will maybe solve this problem for you.
Right.
It really is important to try to be mindful of your own mental state whenever you're engaging with your child. If you're feeling more frustrated, a little more spun up, a little less yourself, ask for some help that day. Call a friend. Let somebody know, hey, I'm not really feeling myself today. I might need some help taking care of my child later. Also, when we think about leaving our children with other people, being mindful that they're not in a stressed mental state, that they don't seem like not themselves with the babysitter, with the neighbor, with whomever you're leaving to trust with your child, making sure that they seem like they're in a stable mental state as well.
You know, that word that you just said, that idea of trust. We've been entrusted with this little person for it, not just its care and feeding, but to make adults.
Yeah.
And how we pour into them and how we care for them. And it's okay. Tell us, Emily, one more time that it's okay.
Yeah, it is okay to need help. It is okay to ask for help. It's okay to be looking at your kid and thinking, I don't know what to do and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and to reach out for support services. That's what our program is really here for. And it's what we're really leaning into, is being able to provide those kind of parent education support services to families that are looking for it.
And if we do want to reach out to you, when we need to reach out to you, how's the best way to reach you?
Our phone number for DSS, I can't remember it off the top of my head, I'll be honest with you, but you can Google Onslow County DSS. They'll connect you. The people up front are wonderful. The people that you speak to on the phone, they'll connect you to the right people.
Just reach out for help.
Yes, ma'am.
Call our Onslow County Department of Social Services. You're here to help.
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
here to make us all better parents, and you're all here to really secure the safety and well-being of our children. And we are grateful to you. In this month when we're observing child abuse prevention, we thank you for giving us those tools.
Yeah, I mean, like we said before, I think we've all said it takes a village, right? It takes a village the whole time, and we're really glad to be a part of that village, and we're really looking forward to seeing how we can support our communities.
Oh, Emily, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Amina Robinson with Onslow County Parks and Recreation. Amina, thanks for being here today. Now, we are going to chat about a really fun event.
Yes.
The Easter Bunny, our friends, hiding Easter eggs. Tell us about Egg Venture.
Well, we're having our Easter Egg Venture on April 12th from 12 to 3 at Richland Steed Park in Richlands. This year we won't be doing an actual egg hunt, but please bring your Easter baskets anyway,
Okay.
because we have lots of prizes and eggs that we will be giving out, prizes and eggs. And we will have Easter themed booths this year with games and crafts and prizes to be won. And in addition to that, we will have our Easter Bunny, and he'll be available to take photos all day from 12 to 3. And we will also have a petting zoo with miniature animals available for you to enjoy while you're out there, and 2 or 3 vendors, food vendor trucks out.
So we need to, let's remind folks, Richland Steed Park in Richlands is one of our biggest
Yes.
parks, and so you have got a lot planned to fill up that area.
Yes, ma'am.
And you said booths with all kinds of activities and food trucks and a visit from the Easter Bunny. We won't be
yes.
hiding eggs,
No.
but we'll be finding adventure.
Yes, you will be finding adventure and eggs, and like I said, miniature animals. It doesn't get much better than that, and music. It will be quite the celebration and something for everyone.
Now, always have to ask, is there a charge?
No, there's no fee. Come out and enjoy yourselves. The food trucks, if you want something from the food trucks, you'll have to
Right.
have money for that. But everything else is free. Just come out, bring the children, and it's a good family adventure to have.
Fantastic. Well, Amina, you all have so much going on at Park and Recreation. You also have a special sensory event that you're planning?
We do. We have a sensory inclusive Easter egg hunt as well. And that is a large scale Easter egg hunt. And it's meant for people who get overwhelmed when there are a lot of activities. For that particular event, it's April 13th at Stump Sound Park in Sneads Ferry. And it's from 12 to 2. And we are asking for you to pre-register for that
Very
particular
good.
event. There are limited space available. However, not only will there be an Easter egg hunt, but the Easter Bunny will be there for photos, and we will be preparing lunch for all the participants who arrive. So hamburgers and hot dogs for every participant.
That Easter Bunny gets around.
He does.
He's hopping from park to park to park.
Yes, yes.
Now, for folks who want to know about your 2 Easter events, and as well as anything else that's coming up with Park and Recreation, how are the best ways for us to find out that information?
Always Facebook, Onslow County Parks and Recs. And for those who are registering for the sensory inclusive Easter egg hunt, you want to go to onslow.recdesk.com, and that's Onslow, recdesk.com. And you can select programs and you can register for that event there. But you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on the county website under Parks and Recreation. There are lots of ways to find out about our events and be a part of them.
Well, springtime is the perfect time to get out and find adventure and adventure
Yes.
at Park and Recreation. Amina, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Lisa.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is one of our favorite friends, Tori Parks with Onslow County Public Library. Tori, thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
We know the busiest people you know, and I know, are librarians.
Yes.
And at all of our 4 branches, there is always something fantastic going on.
Yes.
And we want to talk about connecting with our library's spring programming, beginning with local authors. Tell us about what you've got planned.
Yes, so in the past we had a local author showcase, and we decided to go ahead and bring that back for spring. So that's going to be coming up very soon at our main branch library, and we're going to have different authors featured. So it'll be adult authors, children's authors, everything in between. So it is a family event, and it does not require registration.
And getting to know people who have so much talent, right? And we always think, I couldn't write a book,
Right.
right? And now we're going to, I mean, here's somebody who's going to say, I took that leap. That is fantastic. Now, it's beautiful today.
It is.
Springtime in North Carolina. Beautiful, hot, warm, cold, windy, rainy, fill in the blank.
Everything in between.
And maybe even some snow. You never know.
This is true.
You never know. And you're bringing an expert to tell us about it.
We are. So at our Richlands branch, we are going to have a Be Weather Aware program. So Les Still from News Channel 12 is going to come and talk all about how to prepare for different types of weather, specifically hurricanes and things like that, because you never know, like you said, we have to be prepared for everything. So Les is going to come and educate all different types of families and family members, young, old, in between, everybody is welcome.
So we want to be weather aware.
Yes.
In Richlands and ready for the spring and the summer and all the ups and downs that our weather holds.
Yes.
All right. And then what do we have for our seniors coming up? Because, and when we say seniors, we don't mean seniors in high school. We mean our other seniors.
Yes. So we have our very popular Senior Citizens Prom that is coming back in the month of April. So we are very excited about that. We had a lot of attendees last year. So that's going to come, and we're going to offer the professional photos again. So you can come by yourself, you can bring your friends, you can come with a date, and you can have professional photos.
Oh, how fancy.
Yes.
Oh, the prom.
I know.
It is time. It's that season.
It is.
And last but not least, what else have you got to share with us this morning?
So in Swansboro, we all know what LinkedIn is, right?
Yes.
So LinkedIn is very important. It can be a little bit tricky to navigate sometimes. So if you're looking for a job, or you really are just trying to put yourself out there and connect with other people, we're offering a program, a mastery class, so you can learn how to really figure out how to work your LinkedIn profile, how to get the most views, how to connect with other people, just in a more efficient way.
And really, it's this idea, you know, when we've been disconnected,
Right.
LinkedIn gives us that sense of whether we're looking for a new career or we're looking to make professional connections.
Yes.
It really makes a great difference in that pursuit.
Yes, it does. So you can collaborate with different types of, like you said, different professions. We have so many different options out there, but again, sometimes it can be tricky. So this class will be very important to help people learn how to navigate that.
Now, you all have all of those great programs, and then your regular slate of programming and story time and family time, and
Yes.
just so much that you have a whole newsletter quarterly that comes out.
We do.
A great website, Facebook. Tell us how to get to those places.
So you can find our Facebook at Onslow County Public Library. We are the very first one that'll pop up. You'll see our beautiful county logo on there. All of our programs get posted on there. You can also find us on Sign Up Genius to register for different things. So that is also linked on our Facebook. And then you can also find us on our county website.
Very good. Well, Tori, it is always great chatting with you. The prom, authors, it's so much fun connecting through LinkedIn. And we are tickled that you have come out to join us today.
Thank you.
And thank you for all that you do.
Thanks, Lisa.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Jen Mello with Onslow County Public Libraries, or should I say superhero librarian.
Thank
We're
you.
so glad you are here, Jen. This is our third special visit because it is once again time for the Onslow County Public Library Comic Book Fest. Tell us what is in store for this year's event.
Well, for the Onslow County Public Library, we're hosting, like she said, our third annual Comic Book Fest at the Jacksonville Main Library. It's going to be Saturday, May 17th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're trying to make it bigger and better. So this year we have roughly 20 different artists and vendors that are coming out.
Wow.
Yes.
So, I mean, these are folks who are illustrators and writers of comic books and graphic novels and other things, because this is just has grown in such intensity. I mean, we started out and this was kind of a small event, and now you've just got families coming in costume and guests. Tell us what it means to you all, and you've got a cohort of folks who have helped you. Talk about what it means to have seen this event thrive like it has.
It's definitely grown. Of course, this was just a little idea that we had in the beginning, and I think after this year we may have actually outgrown the library, so it definitely means a lot to us. We're actually being sponsored by our Friends of the Library groups from all 4 branches,
All right.
which is great that we're getting that support. It means a lot to see that we're putting together an event that our patrons really enjoy and will continue to enjoy as the years go on.
And this is something that was sort of just born with you all, like, let's give this a try. We tend to think of going to the library and getting a traditional book, but our libraries are anything but that. And you all really kind of pushed to create something brand new and really kind of, and not just kind of fun, but really fun and exciting for our families. Talk about the response that those families have given.
Well, it's definitely been a huge response. Like I said, we have grown. Gosh, I'm not even quite sure what to say here.
Well, tell me, the attendance.
Yes.
The attendance has grown.
Yes.
But the involvement, like, it's not just somebody coming to say, oh, I really like DC or I really like Marvel. I'm not coming just to look at a comic book. This is an experience.
Yes, it's definitely an experience. It's nice to have something like this at the library because, of course, the library is more than just books. This is really just a celebration of, the art of storytelling. So we're really just trying to express that.
So I can recall in years past, you and your co-conspirator, Devin, being in costume, as you all have planned for this event and shared this event. What you going to be this year? Or are you not going to tell?
I don't like to tell.
Okay, is it a secret? We'll just have to come and see you.
Yes,
We'll
you'll have to come and see. We definitely want to encourage everybody to come out in costume and have fun. Like I mentioned, we are going to have 20 different artists and vendors.
Wow.
We are also going to have about 4 food trucks. And one of the big mentions is going to be, we're going to have author illustrator Kirk Reedstrom at our event. He is the creator of the Duck and Moose series.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, so we're trying to bring in those bigger names, to bring in a bigger crowd, and just to bring something at our library that maybe some families are not able to go to some of the bigger conventions in the area, that they're able to come locally and be able to meet their favorite authors and illustrators.
And I don't know how you knew to pick one of my favorites, but that's awesome. That is fantastic. So one more time, the date and how to find the best information.
The date is Saturday, May 17th. It's at the Jacksonville Main Library from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can find more information on the Onslow County Public Library Facebook page as well as the county website.
Fantastic. Well, Jen Mello, thank you. Don't tell us now, but we're looking forward to finding out who you're going to be this year.
It's a pleasure as always, Lisa.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is just one of my favorite friends, Lisa Rayburn from Onslow County Cooperative Extension, our commercial horticulture agent. Lisa, welcome back.
It's good to be here.
Now, you all, this is your time of year, right? Springtime. This is what Cooperative Extension lives for, and you all have some very special things planned coming up. The first thing we want to talk about is your spring garden show. So tell us when it is, where it is, and what we can look forward to.
Right, so the Onslow County Extension Master Gardeners have been working hard on it. So on April 26th, they will be having their Spring Plant Festival.
Beautiful.
And they're going to be there at the Onslow County Farmers Market, so at 4024 Richlands Highway. And there is construction going on there now, so the Spring Garden Festival is going to be a little bit different than it's been in years past. It's actually going to be in the Discovery Gardens itself.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, so it will be located in the gardens, and the Master Gardeners will have a variety of things available for people. They're going to have perennial plants that have been grown in this area. They'll also have tomato and vegetable transplants, herbs for people who are ready to get their vegetable garden started for the spring. And we get a lot of questions about people who want to build raised bed gardens or do some container gardening. So they'll have some neat educational demos and resources for people who are wondering how can they get started with their raised bed garden, maybe what should they fill it with, or if they want to grow some vegetables in containers, what are the key takeaway points that they need to be successful with that?
And the host say it all. These are master gardeners.
Yes.
These are folks who have really just immersed themselves, and not just in gardening, but specifically gardening in eastern North Carolina, in Onslow County. What will grow here, don't even try it. And maybe, but if you give it a little extra love, right?
Right. So one of the challenges is we have so much information available to us now, and that's wonderful. But when it comes to gardening, it is very specific to the climate and the soils. And so they will have things like tomato varieties that are more resistant to the sorts of diseases that we tend to see in our area. And just like you said, they'll be able to give you advice and help that is specific to our county, our soils, our growing challenges here.
Fantastic. Now you, in your role as commercial horticulture agent, also connect us to our local farmers and growers. And you have a very special app you want to share with us that we can all download, which, by the way, is on my phone.
Oh, good, good.
So tell us what that is.
Yes, so the Visit NC Farms app was an app that was developed by the North Carolina Department of Agriculture. And what the app does is it lets us list local growers on the app, and then community members can download the app for free onto their smartphones. So it is in your app store under Visit NC Farms, and whether you're using an Apple or an Android, you can just go on, download it. It's free for you, it's free for the farmers. And then you can go to the app and you can either search for a certain product. So let's say, you know, we're pushing onto strawberry season.
Right.
Maybe you want to find a U-Pick strawberry patch. Or maybe later in the year you're looking for blueberries. You can either search by product, or you can just look at the map and see what farms are around you. So it's a really great resource. I tell people, you know, even if you've lived here forever, we've got new farms that are up and coming up that maybe we're not familiar with yet, or we have a lot of people who are new to our community who would like to get out and get onto a farm to find some fresh local produce, and this app is a really great and easy way for them to do that.
Well, what a fun way too. You're taking this traditional idea of farming and visiting a farm, connecting it with technology, and bringing those two worlds together, which I think is just fantastic. Also, what a great introduction to a place. I mean, from a tourism standpoint or from a buy local standpoint, I mean, it covers all of that as well. Again, you said this is free on the App Store.
It is.
And our farmers, we can just pull it up. And like you say, we're right on that cusp of strawberry season and we can't wait. You said you pick, but I'm just like you eat, right? Just,
well,
you know.
yes, and you can find either you pick or pre-picked berries
Okay.
on the app. And the other thing I would suggest is if people are aware of a farm, or if maybe somebody is new to farming and they're getting started and they say, hey, you know, I'd like to be listed on the app, they can call us at the extension office at 910-455-5873, and they'll hook you up with me and I can get you up and rolling on the app as well.
Fantastic. Well, Lisa Rayburn, it is always a joy. And I said you've color coordinated with our azaleas, our Formosa azaleas that are in bloom here at the Pelletier House. So thank you, as always, for being here and being such a special part of our community.
Thank you, Lisa.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is a new friend to Onslow County Today, Megan Grieve with the Onslow County Tax Office. Megan, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
You know, you and I got to chat just a couple of weeks ago, and you were sharing with me that you wanted to be able to have an opportunity to talk about the tax relief program.
Yes.
And this, I know, is something that we hear a lot here in Onslow County because this program serves so many of our residents. Let's begin with, what does it mean by tax relief?
So these are tax relief programs that lessen the tax bills that you receive annually. So we have two different tax relief programs and a third tax deferment program that would save Onslow County residents on that annual tax bill for their homes.
And when we talk about tax listings, we're talking about homes,
Yes.
property, personal property?
Yes, these are for the primary residents. So if you're a primary resident of Onslow County and you're a 100% disabled veteran, there's a program for them. And then there is a additional program for disabled persons or elderly above the age of 65. The lower income of the current year, it's $37,900, which is the income limit, but it does raise each year.
So the first is this relief program on your primary residence.
Yes.
And this is both for veterans as well as those who are 65 and older?
Or disabled.
Or
if you're less
disabled.
than the age of 65, there's an additional form your doctor can sign off on, allowing you to still apply for the program as long as you're 100% permanently and totally disabled.
100%. And then the income cap there, you said, is $37,000.
$37,900. That's for the current year. We're taking 2025 applications. Those are due by June 1st, and we're looking at your 2024 income documentation. But every year that income max does go up a little bit. So if that doesn't meet your range yet, keep an eye on it.
So let's talk about, we talked about the filings and due June 1, the documentation we need to complete. What documentation do you need us to provide?
Yeah, so there is the same application for all three programs, which is the AV9 form. You can find that on the North Carolina Department of Revenue's page. It's also on our website under exemptions and deferments, and then listed under the tax relief programs. But we do have all the applications available in office, as well as the additional forms. There's an additional form required for the veterans that verifies they're 100% disabled veteran, or if you're applying for the other program less than the age of 65 as a disabled person, there's a form for that as well.
There's a form, okay. Now you also talked about the deferment program. Talk a little bit about that.
So this is a deferment program, so if you do not meet that income requirement, if you're above that $37,900, but you're still below $56,850, then you can apply for the deferment program, and that limits your taxes to 4 or 5% of your income, and then defers the rest.
You know, I think that it's so important. We're going to let our fan get by there. That was really loud.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that folks know this information, because this makes a real difference in how they feel secure in their own homes. Sometimes there is that, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay my property tax. I mean, this is a real thing that you all hear in your office. Talk about when people learn about this program, and we talk about tax relief and tax deferment. Talk about their response, how they've reacted when they've learned about this program for the first time.
Yeah, some people have never heard of these programs. They are printed on the backside of our tax bills every year, but it's one of those things that gets hidden pretty well. So people are really excited that they can save some money, because for those elderly or disabled persons, it's a 50% deduction off that first acre of the property taxes. For our veterans, it's a $45,000 deduction off the home. So our veterans saved $275 on just their Onslow County taxes in 2024.
Megan, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Okay. How long have you been with Onslow County?
7 years altogether.
7 years, okay. And working in the tax office while we are collecting tax dollars, talk about how important it is for you to be able to provide this information to citizens about this relief, you personally, because when we chatted, you shared with me just a little bit.
Yeah, it's a great thing to be able to help the Onslow County citizens. Working in the tax office, you know, people aren't always your biggest fan, but getting to be the fun one that helps lower your annual tax bill, save you some money, and then it's always exciting to hear what people tell me what they're going to do with that extra money. So
so you're making a difference.
Yeah.
You're making a difference in their lives, and that customer service that you're bringing to them makes a difference as well. Megan, it's been a real pleasure chatting with you today. Thank you for sharing this information.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
And we look forward to future visits.
Yes, absolutely.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is Marie Swanifus with Onslow County Cooperative Extension and our beautiful farmers market. Marie, it's springtime.
It is spring, and farmers market is right around the corner.
And when will it officially be opening this year?
Our 2025 season opens April the 12th, and then we'll start every Saturday until the end of November.
Every Saturday till the end of November. What are your hours?
8 to 12.
All right.
And we're located at 4024 Richlands Highway.
Now, everything comes in seasons, right?
Yes.
Springtime is coming. What can we be on the lookout?
So your spring vegetables, strawberries are coming in a little bit early. We've got a gentleman that's doing hydroponics, so lettuces and peas.
Oh, so spring, all those fresh green peas, strawberries, and there's not a strawberry that's better, right, than one that's right here from Onslow County soil.
That is correct.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, what are the hours again that we can visit?
8 to 12.
8 to 12.
On Saturdays.
So you get up early, grab your coffee, and head to the farmer's market for all of your goodies that you're going to have for the week. Now, sometimes you all have a variety of things, not just fruits and veg. What are some other things?
We do. So we've got several meat vendors that provide locally grown, raised meat products, beef and pork. We're looking for someone that does chicken, but we do have someone that provides eggs as well.
All right.
So that since they are such a hot commodity recently, we've got bakers, someone that does gluten-free options, and then our coffee vendor that she may not be able to make it and join us every Saturday, but she's going to try to join us as often as she can.
Awesome. So baked goods, gluten-free options for those of us who require that, fresh veg, fresh fruits, meat products. You know, just go to the farmer's market, buy local, get all those good things that are produced by our local farmers and growers. Marie, we do want to remind folks that there is some construction going on at the farmer's market. So what can you remind us a little bit about parking and accessing that site?
So there is some construction on site. It is fenced off, so we've lost a little bit of parking, but not enough that it would affect our operations. We just ask folks to kind of pull in the parking lot slowly and take their time when they exit.
So we're going to be really mindful when we're pulling in, when we're pulling out, but take our time because the Discovery Gardens are there. Do some shopping and take home some great Onslow County goods.
Right.
Now, Marie, for folks who want to know, you have a great social media presence. If we want to know more about what's going on at the farmers market starting this spring and beyond, how do we find you?
Onslow County Farmers Market.
Well, that's sweet and simple.
That's right.
Marie, thank you as always for being here. We're going to see you at the farmers market because there's nothing better.
That's right. See you in a couple of weeks.
As always, we are so grateful that you've joined us for Onslow County today, and a very special thank you to each of our guests who have brought with them such important information. We chatted with Kara Stanley and Emily Jefferson from the Department of Social Services, Amina Jones from Park and Recreation, Tori Parks from our Onslow County Public Libraries, and Jen Mello from our public libraries, Lisa Rayburn and Marie Zwanifus from Onslow County Cooperative Extension, and Megan Grieve from the Onslow County Tax Office. Spring is definitely springing here in Onslow County, and it's a great day to get out and explore your Onslow County today.